Hi guys, I'm Steve from Marshall and I'm here at GAK.co.uk today to show you our new line of digital guitar amplifiers which are called Code. So there's three basic models in the range. You've got the Code 25s, which are a 1x10 combo. Then this one, which is the Code 50, which is a 1x12. And we also have the Code 100s. The Code 100s come two ways. You can get a 2x12 combo or a head. The spec, apart from the size and the wattage, so the spec as far as effects go and preamps and emulation, all that kind of thing, is the same across the range. So if you get the Code 25, you've got the same amount of effects and preamps and editing as you have on the 100s. So the amp itself is really nice and easy to use, even though there's a lot in there. So basically you've got 14 different types of preamp, okay? And you've got 4 types of power amp and 8 cabinet types, and you can mix and match those as much as you like. The effects, I was going to go to the front panel so you can see how it's laid out. It's laid out like a typical guitar setup. So first we've got the pre-effects, which are your stomp box type of effects, such as wahs, overdrive pedals, compressors, that kind of thing. Then we have the preamp type, then modulation effects, followed by delays, then reverbs, and then we have the power amp type and cabinet type. So one thing I do want to stress is you can edit everything on the amplifier unit itself. Okay, you can do all the editing, all the storing, all the saving you want to do, but you can also use the Marshall Gateway app, which basically allows you to control the amp wirelessly via the Bluetooth, and you can store sounds, edit on your device. You can also play music through the amplifier and play along to your favourite tracks. And what you can also do is file share. You can store sounds and send them to the cloud for other people to download. And you can also go to a friend's house and play your sounds that you have in your code through his amplifier, with his code amplifier, without editing or storing over anything he's got on his amplifier. So what we'll do, we'll check out some sounds. Okay, so this first preset that I'm going to use is basically a Marshall Plexi, with a little bit of hall reverb, just to make it sound a little bit bigger. So this is a classic rock sort of sound, and like I say, the preamp is Plexi, the power amp is a classic Marshall 100, so we're listening to EL34s, and the cabinet emulation is it's based on a 1960X, so it's basically a 4x12 with greenbacks. So let's check it out. Okay, so this next setting is based on a very famous American sound, so it's an American combo. And what I've done is I've also added some reverb and also some vintage delay, so let's check it out. Okay, so now we're going to listen to a Bluesbreaker sound. Okay, so this next setting is basically a Marshall Plexi, which is basically everything turned up full. And we've also got a Marshall Governor distortion pedal in front and also some studio delay. Okay, so now I'm on the 70s blues setting, so I'm using an American Crunch preamp, but we're also using the auto wah, so let's check this out. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the Marshall Gateway app, and basically it's available on Android and Apple iPhone. So as you can see, I'm using iPhone today. Nice and straightforward to use. What I've got on the home screen is the basic amp controls, okay, so such as my gain, my bass, middle, treble, etc. And I can edit anything by simply dragging up and down on that particular parameter. Okay, I can also access the library, so this is going to show me all the 100 presets on the amplifier, okay, and I can select any of those from there. But the effect and amp editing is really quick using the app. So if I just pull out the amp tab, it's showing me three things. I've got the preamp section at the top, followed by the power amp, and then the cabinet type. Okay, so if I want to change any of those, so I don't know, I'll look at preamp first. I'm going to tap on there, and then I can scroll through all 14 of the preamps. Okay, and the same goes for the next one, which is the power amp. So I can choose any one of the power amps. So I can go for, let's say, a British or an American or a vintage style power amp, and then the cabinet types. So again, the cabinet types we can choose from 4x12s, 2x12s, 1x12s, and there's kind of vintage and modern versions of each of those in there as well. So as you can see, it's really sort of straightforward to use. Effects-wise, okay, same sort of thing. It's showing me 4 effects blocks, okay, and on this particular preset, it's showing me that I'm only using the reverb at the moment. But if I want to activate any of those, I literally just tap on the power button there, and then they're activated. So let's say I want some delay on here, okay. Tap on there, turn it on. I can choose a type of delay, so there's 4 types of delay in here. I'll leave it on studio. So I can change the value of any of the parameters the same way as I did before by simply dragging the finger up and down. But what's really cool is if I want, for example, a specific delay time, I can hold my finger over it, okay, and then the little keypad comes up so I can actually type in the value that I want, or even use the tap tempo. So you can do tap tempo on the app or on the amplifier itself. And then we've got the playback, which basically gives you the capability to play any music that you've got in your device through the amplifier wirelessly. So you can play along to your favourite tracks. But what's really nice is you can also set up a loop, so you can loop a certain section of the song to practice over, and you can also slow it down without altering the pitch. And then finally in the menu, okay, we have the connection settings, which is just the initial Bluetooth setup, and then the tuner. Okay, so again, you don't need the app to use the tuner. Okay, the tuner does come up on a display on the amplifier, but as we can see, nice and clear tuning display there. But we've also got different tuning types. So the standard tuning, open tunings, drop tunings, all that kind of thing in there. So there you go, that's the Marshall Gateway app, which is a free download, and yeah, it's available now.